Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Let's get ready to be at our best now. Be at our best.
Yeah, it's going to be a boring one today.
Those guys don't all suck.
You son of a B!
ASAP, any score, any place, you know we bring well. We bout there. We'll pull up on anybody and get it done.
Suck it, Raiders.
He is dicked.
I love you, Jay. Bye.
Joe, start fast.
They're the next team on our schedule, and we trying to do something big here. We trying to win a Super Bowl.
It's another beautiful day.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my two brothers, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Happy 19, boys. Happy 19 days until the Chargers take the field. Happy 19, boys.
That number crossed my mind, wondering how many days we had left. But before we get into that, don't forget to say hey to Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
What's up, guys? We're back.
We are back, baby. It's another week. We're another week older. Some of us are another year older. As Kyle mentioned last podcast, he had a birthday coming up, and boy, I got some drunken videos from the Duggan Bros for that birthday. That sounded like it was pretty fun.
It was fun. Snuck out to surprise him for his B-Day. Had a little Charger B-Day golf party. It was pretty dope.
Nice. I'm glad it was
fun.
a surprise. I because you didn't say anything about the podcast. Like, yep, and I'm coming to see him. It was just like, oh, I guess they're together.
Wasn't going to let it leak.
Together again.
I promised his wife I wouldn't say anything to anyone. It just happened.
Were you genuinely surprised, Kyle?
I was genuinely surprised. I was like, I'm like a type A. So I was like, wait, what are the logistics that went behind you getting here? How did you do this?
It was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was fun.
We had developed teleportation technology just for you, good sir, for your birthday. Well, folks, lots gone on in the past week. If we take a look at the Chargers, boy, just days after our last podcast was the great news that Melvin Ingram signed his contract. Got everything all situated, just needed, as we all kind of speculated, he just needed his guaranteed money.
As I speculated, you guys were like, he wants Bosa money, Bosa contract. I'm going to go ahead and raise my hand and say that I call this shit.
I did not agree to any of that, and you saying that offends me on a level that I will not go into. Kyle, on the other hand, was very passioned. I will agree with that.
I speculated a lot of stuff, guys.
Right, you were throwing everything
it was
against
all
the
over
wall.
the map. It wasn't. I honestly was confused. So I'm happy it made a lot of sense now. Thank you, Melvin.
Thank you, Melvin.
Thanks, Mel. I'm glad you're back.
Appreciate ya. And then we got a bit of kind of expected news. It was still a bummer just to see it in print. But SoFi Stadium announced that there will be no fans this year as it stands. They said that they will continue to work with LA County Department of Public and Health and the city of Inglewood on a plan that, when circumstances permit, safely bring fans to SoFi Stadium and adheres to local, state, CDC, and NFL guidelines. So doors are closed, kind of expected.
Yeah, they're closed, but they're not locked.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they left the porch light on for us just in case just something,
the back window's cracked.
Something happens, which is really the way that it should be. You shouldn't just say no to the entirety of the year without, because I mean, if good news comes, what are you going to do? Just sit there and go like, no, we said no. And
it's interesting because there's other teams that have been more specific. Like Green Bay has said that they're gonna the first 2 games. So you know, a lot of cheeseheads are preparing for week 3. This is it feels very much like an LA thing because LA has been so intense about the lockdown and all the regulations. This feels like a very LA play it safe. You know, who knows what's going to happen in LA.
Well, that's like the last publicity you want from opening your brand new beautiful stadium is they didn't have the right protocol in place and there was an outbreak. You know, like that's not the publicity you want for your brand new stadium.
Sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Give it some time.
Yeah.
November. I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to say November is when you'll have some people in the stands.
All right.
Limited, but people.
Maybe a Falcons game that they reinstate some tickets they took away.
Maybe we will go.
Maybe around Burgundy. Yeah. It's, you know, we just have to kind of take it day by day, folks. And as mentioned, you know, the door is closed, but it is not locked. We will continue to keep an eye on the situation. And if any news comes out, we will certainly share it with the rest of you. Boy, this next bit of news, man, it was like just a
What a
matter
roller
of time.
coaster.
Just a
What a
matter
roller
of time for
coaster.
something to happen that just, somebody just takes a little, rabbit-sized turd dump in our cereal. Mike Williams.
I hate it when that happens.
I hate it too.
I need to take a moment. I need to take a moment with that.
No stray rabbits come dumping my cereal.
Because then it mixes with your Cocoa Puffs, and you're like, I can't tell which is which.
don't know.
One of
where
these
are the
bites is gonna
turds?
suck.
Some rabbit pellet shit.
Bites is gonna suck.
I'm not gonna throw it away.
Okay.
What am I made of Cocoa Puffs?
I'm never eating cereal around Wooly again.
Well, I'm not having cereal for a while after that picture in my head.
Well,
all right, go ahead. Sorry,
to
I'm
reference
good now. Thank you.
the rabbit-sized turd in my cereal, there was news about Mike Williams came down on a catch and just landed wrong. Was claiming some shoulder soreness and ended up leaving practice. There was a lot of concern about his collarbone. Thankfully, that was intact. And there was also some other, ligaments that we were all very concerned about, but it's just come out to be a shoulder sprain. I don't know that they've said what grade it is, but depending on the grade means how much time you're going to spend out. Right now, they're estimating 2 to 4 weeks.
It's honestly, it's the best of the worst case. It's like this could not be a better. If somebody's going to get hurt, this is the best way to do it because there's still a really good chance he could make it back for the opening.
Right.
And it's also a good thing that we drafted 14 receivers, so we've got a little bit of depth there. Unproven, but depth nonetheless.
Can't block, but depth.
Oh yeah,
we'll get there.
We should be okay, but we'll just have to see. That when you said it was the best of a worst situation, all I could do was think back to, I'm sure in one of our first Charger podcasts when we were talking about the injury to Badgley, and we were like, it's week to week, guys, it's week to week. It's going to be fine. And, week 3, week 4, week 5, I think he didn't come back till week 10. And it was all this week to week business. So
what I'm hearing here is some glasses half empty.
I'm just
kind
saying,
of reminders. I'm just
dude,
a reminder.
We're the
of
Charger
half
fans.
empty.
Are you kidding me? We got to curb our expectations on people coming back from injuries because it might turn out there was a demon in my shoulder as well, and we got to exercise that. That's at least another 4 more weeks. So,
and then I had cereal this morning,
and then I had cereal this morning, and I swear there's a turd in there. So we'll see, folks. Mike Williams, 2 to 4 weeks. Fingers crossed. Get better soon, my friend. And then this little bit of news came up, and it was kind of surprising to see, but it's gotten a lot of love, and for understandable reasons. Mike Pouncey, unfortunately, his grandmother passed away, and Dean Spanos let Pouncey use his private jet to attend a funeral back in Florida, which was, just a nice gesture, especially in times when public air travel can be a concern for those trying to stay healthy.
Oh, yeah. I just got on a plane, and man, there's no social distancing on planes. You are in a tuna can, a sardine can flying with literally, people next to me. And you hear one cough in the plane, everyone turns their head to look at you. You're like, oh yeah.
You better swallow that cough.
So good for him to get the private jet.
Yeah.
Because we don't need a sick Pouncey.
Is anyone else surprised that Spanos has enough money to buy a private jet?
Dude, he's not the richest of NFL owners, but he's rich.
Yeah.
You have to be super rich to own a team.
If he bought the team for, what was it, $72 million, and now it's worth 2 billion. I think
it's worth a lot of money.
I think
but
you can get a line of credit. I think you can get a line of credit on your valuation of your team.
Right.
So I think actually when you get in with the NFL, when you do become an owner, the NFL gives you a jet. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
That sounds like true facts. Good point, Kev. I didn't think about that.
That's right. Everybody gets a free jet. You get a jet. You get a jet. And Mr. Spanos, you get a jet.
Your jet's from the 70s, but it's still a jet.
Hey. Yeah, you got to grab the propeller and give it a hard spin before you leave. But hey, it's free and it's private.
It's free and it's private.
He's like, all right, here you go. Here are the keys. It's private. You got to fly yourself.
Yeah.
This was Jerry Jones hand me down from back when he joined the league. Jerry Jones is old. All right.
But all jokes aside, so sorry about his grandmother's passing.
Absolutely.
And
hearts go out to Mike Pouncey and his family. and glad that he was able to take that time to go and be with his family.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hard Knocks episode Trey went to an astounding no one clapping.
It was so much better than last week's.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
though
head
it's
and shoulders.
not that good.
It was better than week 2.
Yeah.
We got storylines this week. They
talked to people that we wanted
mention-
to hear from.
Right.
And there was no mention of COVID. And the opening scene was our wide receiver coach, Phil McGagan,
just
dropping some
yes
fuck bombs on people.
Yeah, I had to watch it twice because I
Oh.
was like, why is he so mad? What is he talking about?
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of South Park, when they put the voice modulator thing on them where they can't cuss or it zaps them, and Cartman breaks the thing, and he's just like, fuck,
Goes
fuckity,
crazy.
fuck, fuck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
That's what it made me think of.
Phil right now has the trophy for most in a single Hard Knocks episode so far. So congratulations, Phil.
I don't know. You got to go back and watch them. There's some crazy
From
coaches.
one
but
dude? Oh, no. I'm talking about this season. This season.
This season. Oh, yeah. He's
for the past 3 episodes.
Do you
Phil's
count
right now.
fudge as a cuss word? Because the
No.
fudge backer was
Fudge
on fire
backer.
again week 3.
No, come on.
We can keep a fudge count. If I get really bored, I'll go through and count all the fudges that happened on the show, and we'll do a tally.
That
But
fudging guy.
Fudge that guy.
Fudge that guy.
No, but I did want to say I saw fudge that guy on Instagram or somewhere. The coach posted something in response to how many times he said fuck.
Oh, really?
So basically, he put up a poll for he's going to give money to a charity for
good.
all the times he said.
That's really funny.
Nice.
But it's like that. It's the NFL. They're grown ups. That's like I don't know.
And
I
they
thought
were-
it was
hey, dude.
awesome. I thought it was really funny.
They weren't blocking, so
Yeah.
they should get.
That was the thing
They
that was cool to see.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
like not that he was upset. Like and for me, not knowing the schemes or how things are supposed to go for wide receivers blocking, he seemed very upset about it. And as a person who doesn't know that, it's like, is he making a mountain out of a molehill, or is there really an
Right.
issue?
No, they were being little bitches.
And then
for
when
sure.
it went to the coach watching it,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh no, this is terrible.
Yeah,
This
Coach
is
Lynn.
shit." Yeah, Coach
is
Lynn was
terrible.
just
Yeah.
like, "This is bad."
Yeah.
And what was the thing that he said?
He says, "Your ass a turd. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna tell them.
I'm gonna tell him you're a turd. There it is. If your ass a turd, I'm gonna tell him you're a turd. Protect your teammate."
The other thing that the coach, the wide receiver coach Phil said was what was the quote? It was, "I'm not asking you to kill Derwin James. I just want you to touch another human being on an inside run play. Goddamn it. I'm not asking you to kill the man. Just put your hand on him."
Exactly.
So if you want a job, what was the other one? If you want a job, block the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, those are fire.
Apparently, it's a big deal. Yeah.
He was pissed. And dude,
Yeah.
that's such a great way to start the episode because I turned it on and I was just like, all right, let's go. It's
Yeah,
Charger
right?
time,
I was
baby.
hyped.
Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a pretty strong start going into the
What
episode.
the hell was up with the ball and the shaving cream? Did you guys remember that?
The guy
They were
was like
yeah,
pressing
pressing
the
the
balls
ball,
with like a sander. I didn't know that was a thing.
A polishing. Yeah.
polishing,
Yeah,
but with
they- they'd, like,
Barbasol.
They do it.
They'd
Yeah.
sand-
It's crazy. They do that. They do the same thing with baseball. They prep every single ball so it's worn just a little bit because if it's brand new, it's too slick and so on and so forth. And different quarterbacks want it done differently, so the ball guy will do it. It's crazy.
We're not gonna get in trouble like Deflategate style with that.
Well, that's
with
where it
how
all.
they're doing
That's exactly what happened. Is they're saying that Tom may have gone in there and said, "Hey, I like my balls a little flatter," and somehow the balls got flatter.
Lower PSI on my balls.
It would have been that
please.
guy.
See these balls? Softer.
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 You think Brady's
balls.
got hard balls? No. Soften them up.
Softer.
Our quarterbacks like them freshly
Shaved with
balls.
Barbasol. Yeah, that was. That was.
And sanded.
I expected to put like a little hot towel on them at the end. And
He has
Dude,
some
Barbasol
aftershave
is-
on the ball.
They paid good money for that Hard Knocks episode.
That was pretty
some
funny.
serious product placement.
That was awesome.
yeah. And baby, Keenan Allen finally talking to him,
Dude,
getting him to like just say some words and like show off the main talent that we've got on this team right now.
Yeah.
this is what fascinating about Hard Knocks to me is that up till this episode, everyone in the league and everyone I was listening to podcasts, some fantasy football podcasts. I'm trying to get ready, and 2 weeks ago, everyone had Allen like deep, like way later of a pick, but they see one episode of him, the way he runs, how good he is,
how he torched Chris Harris,
destroyed him, basically put him on his ass.
Yeah.
And now he's like the God's gift to football. Like, where were you guys? Are you guys not watching our games? This is what he does all the time.
It doesn't matter. Any draft that us three are in, he's going in the first round.
Yeah.
He's not going to get.
Yeah.
I have the first pick in my draft. There's no way I can draft him first. I know Adam's not going to let him.
Yeah, he's not coming back around.
I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can't help it.
You're not going to deny it.
I won't. I won't. If you're going to take Antonio Brown, then I'm going to take Keenan Allen. I'm sorry.
Zing.
No, that was.
Well, you just shut.
Kevin drafts Clay Johnson, linebacker, LA Rams. First pick over.
My last pick, I might get him in my last pick.
Yeah.
Just the fudge backer.
That would be great.
No, but it was kind of cool to see because we talked about it last year, in a long, maybe 20 episodes ago. The when the game happened, there was a big game between Keenan and Chris Harris, and it was the one where he's like, he can't hold my job.
Right? Yeah.
And there was like, remember he got a huge penalty.
Yeah.
We got a huge penalty in the end zone because he like threw the ball and like got up in Harris's face, and we got a 15-yard penalty. Like that, it's a big deal. So seeing them on, I thought there would be a little more like, "What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy?"
Yeah.
No, they're still very much competitive.
They're still getting used to each other a little bit. Yeah, well, it's in a normal team, offense versus defense like that. There's always a little bit of that, especially in practice. They're being competitive. They want to win.
It was kind of cool to hear Coach Lynn talk about Harris when he said he was tired of him coming to the sideline, like talking shit to him.
That's
during
exactly
games.
what I was going to
say. So
say.
he's like, "We came out to get you."
Yeah, it was cool to see Coach Lynn be like, "That's the kind of player I want. He's over here talking smack to me. I'm going to shut down your number one." And Coach Lynn's like, "Yep, that's the guy I want on my team." It's like you're getting these little glimpses into Coach Lynn that you don't always see. Like a coach that's too prideful would be like, "Get this guy out of here. I don't care. I don't want him on my team." Blah blah blah. Coach Lynn's like, this guy's like confident, and I mean, I'm going to be his coach, and he's still going to learn how to respect me, but I want him on my team. I love that fire.
Right, he's still competitive.
I think that speaks to Coach Lynn a lot, and I think that's one of the benefits of having a coach that played in the NFL. Not quite like McVay Rose on the other.
He's so weird.
Such a gomer, dude. His opening story, I almost threw up.
He's like, I jumped on his back.
Remember that one time we got in a fight?
I jumped on his back, and he looked over my shoulder. He's like, "Who this little guy?"
Yeah, who's this little guy?
Dude, he's posturing like he's
so hard. So hard to watch,
weird.
Dude. So weird.
It's like we're so lucky that our coach, like I would get so annoyed if he was talking all the time like that.
Oh yeah, press conferences and stuff. You had to listen to that.
Oh my God, I couldn't bear that.
Good night.
Yeah, I'd much rather a coach that speaks softly and carries a big stick than Sean McVay talking loudly and
Sean McVay
forgot his stick at home.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was with the Harris thing too. That was kind of interesting. Like it was the first time in all the episodes up to this point where Phillip Rivers was even addressed.
Yeah.
The first time he was brought up was when Harris was like, if Phillip was here, I'd be on his ass every day.
Yeah.
And that would make it more fun, essentially. And it was like, that's crazy that's the first time the Hard Knocks guys have brought up Phillip Rivers.
Well,
and
the first episode they talked about how we have a brand new quarterback, but they didn't
say Phillip Rivers.
Right. Yeah.
And if they said it was in a voiceover. I haven't seen an image of him on Hard Knocks yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Makes me wonder, did he have some kind of ironclad stipulation in his Chargers contracts that like, I will never be on a Hard Knocks? Maybe that's why we never got it, and now they can't use his image in future Hard Knocks.
That's a
debate.
Deep dive. Hot take.
I wouldn't say that it's not true.
I'm kind of half joking.
That feels like
I'm not serious. I just thought it was funny.
Feels like a stretch.
You guys, come on. You looked at me as if I was being serious. I was totally fucking joking. So calm down. Everyone calm down.
That was a hot take.
I wouldn't have.
We'll see if the Colts end up on Hard Knocks.
That doesn't sound like the weirdest thing to me.
It was a soft
That
take.
doesn't sound like the weirdest clause in someone's contract, like not wanting the distraction.
I definitely could see him being like,
Knocks.
no, I'm not interested. If they went and asked him as a leader of the team and he goes, no, I'm not really that interested in being on the show. I could see him doing that for sure. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that wants everyone all up in his business all the time.
It makes me wonder if that's why we haven't seen some of the players that we have so far. Like we've barely seen any of Austin, although Austin seems to love the camera, so I don't know why we haven't gotten more of him. I feel like there's just guys that just don't necessarily want the attention.
They probably don't, but I don't think there's anything contractually at all.
No, not contractually, but just like obviously. I mean, you've got Dante, what's his name from the Rams, who was just like a ham bone every damn episode, and so they're constantly showing it because it's like, ooh, look at this. And there's just other guys
have no personality on that team.
Right.
Well, there's a lot of factors. There's 2 teams, so there's so many guys that you could cover. You can't get everyone into it.
That's true.
But their choice of oddballs is not really adding up.
No, it's still.
I don't know.
I mean, I tell me if I'm being too biased, but it feels like the Chargers are pretty much looking better than the Rams every single episode. Every single episode, the comparison between the coaches, the players, the personalities. I mean, shit. They focused on the Rams about a guy that keeps a toothpick in his mouth, and then they show our guy, Melvin Ingram, being like, yeah, he's actually got a side music rapping job.
Yeah.
And he's very passionate about it. Am I going to be more interested about the guy that's passionate about music, or am I going to be interested about the guy that's passionate about his toothpick in his mouth that he has every damn game? Like, really? Those are the comparable storylines.
Sure. And what was such an eye-opening thing that made sense to me with the fudge backer is that the only reason they're giving this guy time was so that they could do a Zoom with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
So he could call him Papa Favre.
Papa Favre. Like Papa Smurf.
Like I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, if Brett Favre wasn't associated with that guy, there would be no screen time.
Never.
They are so desperate for storylines on the Rams that they're like, we got Brett Favre kind of loosely associated
he knows Brett
with
Favre.
a player.
Can you verify it?
We have a picture of him like about to throw him against a wall. That's so good. Just use it, even though he sucks.
Feature this guy in 2 episodes for us.
Utah, give me 2.
Yeah.
It's just like, it made so much sense.
Yeah.
The fudge backers, Godfather was a Packer, a Green Bay Packer.
Mm-hmm.
Fudge backer is a Packer.
I wrote that down. As soon as I saw Favre, I was like, oh, it's the fudge backer again. Wait a minute. Fudge backer, Green Bay Packer, fudge packer. Oh my God. Crack the code.
It came full circle.
Oh man. I wanted to text you, but we weren't watching at the same time, but I wanted to be like, oh my God, I just figured it out. Fudge packer.
Also,
Shut your mouth.
I did love the Melvin Ingram segment. I thought it was really cool. And the other little thing that I saw when he finally got to playing, because they went into his contract and they talked about it a little bit. And I thought it was awesome. The way that the coach just talked about it, the way that he handled it. It seemed like when I talked about it last week, I was irritated just because I didn't know what it was going to turn into or how long it would take.
Right.
But now having like an inside look on it and the way that he handled it and the eventual resolution, how fast it was, I think that was a best case scenario for everyone involved.
By
Without
far.
a doubt.
And Melvin Ingram only showed how much of a class act he is and how much he wants to be on the team and wants an extension by being there at practice, not just sitting on the sidelines pouting with his hood up, glasses on, doing like a Marshawn Lynch, like, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Like, he is there talking and coaching up the players and making them better and giving whatever he can in the situation that he was in. So absolutely. I mean, give that guy the money that he's guaranteed and get him on for a couple more years while we're at it.
We did mention that the contract that he got was just they guaranteed his salary.
Correct.
They guaranteed his $14 million.
They didn't get any more years.
They didn't give him more money. They just guaranteed the contract that wasn't guaranteed.
What's interesting about that, though, is that there was a moment in it where he's talking to Gift Smith, the D-line coach. That's his coach.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he said he truly wants to start and finish his career here.
Absolutely.
It was just like, and then coach was like, yeah, I know. That's the kind of player we want, essentially.
Big time.
It's like, maybe that's a little insight into next year and them trying to figure out a deal with them and making it all work. Because he's clearly, like, you saw what he did to Hunter Henry.
Oh.
He's like, get back in the weight room.
Yeah, he put him down.
Not just Hunter Henry, but Justin Herbert.
He picked Herbert. First.
I remember reading about that, going like, man, I'm surprised there's no video. I really would like to see the video. And then sure enough, there it is. And that was too classic. Like,
that's why I need that guaranteed ass money.
That's right.
Yeah. And what I really like too, did you guys see his visor he had in his helmet?
Oh, ASAP,
baby. ASAP on it.
ASAP, baby.
Good.
It's so
sweet.
good.
The coolest, honestly, the coolest moment in this episode for me, it had to do with Ingram, and it was when Pep Hamilton, the QB coach, was telling him what it takes for our team to have leadership in the locker room to win.
Absolutely.
And he was referencing the Super Bowl champion, the Baltimore Ravens, and he's just like, he was mentioning like him and Pouncey. He's like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you're gonna be good, and I see it in you. And it's just like, dude, Pep Talk Hamilton, come on. That was so like got me jacked up. I love that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was not a position coach speech. Like he went out of his way to go talk to somebody else just to
the other
motivate
side
him
of the
for
ball.
team. Yeah.
Other side of the ball.
Right.
That was just so cool to see the cohesiveness. You're not seeing any kind of relationships like that on the Rams at all. Not even close.
And even in speaking of other side of the ball, there was that part earlier with Bradley coming up to Keenan Allen, talking about when I do this business, that means
the respect thing.
That was cool.
Respect, appreciate, and grateful. So if you see me do this, that's what I mean when I say that. I couldn't remember what he was referencing it to. Barbados or some
Hawaii or something.
It might have been that. It was some tradition that's done elsewhere, but that's what it meant. And so he's kind of adapted that and made that his own. And it was cool that he approached Keenan Allen and explained that to him that, dude, you're the man.
Doesn't this just feel like we have better coaches and we're just like gelling, and like the D coordinator's talking to our wide receiver, our quarterback coach is talking to our D lineman. It just feels like a cohesive unit.
Yeah. And it just, again, just better energy. Like when I took notes through the episode and when they cut to Goff at SoFi Stadium, I wrote, oh, good. More energy-less Goff and girlfriend. Like, because every time they talk to him, he's just like, yeah, we're here at SoFi Stadium, and it's just it's looking really good, and we're really excited to be here, aren't we, honey? Yeah, we're really excited. Yeah, see, she said she's excited, so we're just gonna go check it out and see what all the fuss is about. Like, it's every episode, every time they cut to Goff, like he has no positive energy or just any energy. He's just
His buffet looks nice. I could get some food here.
Ooh, is this where I get my food? Okay, well, I'll have to come back here and I'll bring my McDonald's
it's like a mental
gift card.
note of the buffet.
He's just a walking Quaalude, man. He's like, it's insane how he is the leader of that team. Like he must take something like before every game and get like really jacked up, and then they're like, there's the Goff we know and love, bah! And then they go and fight. But like everything else has just been just flat.
Well, it's interesting you say that, like, because our quarterbacks are introverts, but they're introverts and they don't try to be something they're not.
Right.
I guess that's what the difference is.
They don't try to be something they're not, but they're also, I mean, they showed Tyrod in what was it? Leading, going on the computer and showing what it was that he was seeing so that way he can help others. Everybody's talking about helping each other. Harris is talking about getting secrets. You know, if these guys can give me some secrets, then I'll give them some secrets and we'll get better and we'll become a better team. Like that's fucking teamwork. Like that's what it is.
Position group. That's cool with me. D lineman's my favorite.
The only thing I have to say about Chris Harris, dude, how many candles do you have on your porch? And did you seriously go and light every single candle when you have a dinner with your wife? Oh my word!
When you get hey, dude, but what I took away from that is exactly that. There were no kids there. All four of his kids were with his parents.
You know what? Fair enough.
You want to set when you get that opportunity with your wife away from the kids.
Candles.
The move, baby.
Oh boy.
It was,
they probably didn't light them all, but they're just for show because
I looked
trying to show her.
They were
time.
all lit, my friend. They had to hire a special candle lighter to light all those damn candles. That's a separate job. Comes with benefits.
That's what PAs in LA are for.
That's what the PAs at HBO Hard Knocks do, folks. They light the candles.
Candle guy.
Where's my candle guy? Where's my candle wrangler? Again, just the comparison between our coaches. Sean McVay when they were doing the scrimmage at SoFi, which was cool. Like that was cool to see players on the field and just how that was all going. But I can't when he was doing when there was the defense going up, he's like, sack. Yeah. That's a sack. Sack. Like it was annoying. That's like the kid in the back seat going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's like, all right, I get it. He's a dumb coach. Can we like cut to something else? Leave. Yeah. Schreiber, do you have any control over this? Please?
Can you steer us away from this train wreck? Leave.
It was surprising. Just how different the teams look comparatively, especially with coaches. Like, take Lynn any day. But with the Rams got their scrimmage, we didn't see any Chargers scrimmage, but that's because I think Chargers are coming up this week.
While we're recording this, it's tomorrow, and we get to watch it on NFL Network at 1 p.m. Pacific. So doing that, I didn't know that was an option. So that's really cool they're doing that.
That is really cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, we get to see those new uniforms, get to see the stadium.
And again, I know the Rams, the uniforms that they had on look like their practice uniforms, but they looked, there's like a gloss around their numbers. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Dude, so their actual jerseys look worse than our practice jerseys.
Oh yeah,
our practice jerseys look pretty sick. I might get one of those. I would take
our practice jerseys over those game jerseys. And those were the ones they were wearing in the scrimmage. Those were their game jerseys.
Those are their game jerseys.
And they had that gradient number.
The gradient number
like
and
Pop
the
Warner.
icing.
The little shine on the number just makes it look so cheap. It looks like something you'd buy at like a Hot Topic that like has that like weird shimmer glue gel on it. Like it just looks weird, man. I couldn't not notice it.
Can I tell you one of my second favorite things that happened in the entire episode, though?
Please.
It happened during the credits.
Oh.
And it's when Coach Lott got hit square in the nuts.
That's my nuts.
That's my nuts.
That's my nuts again.
That's still my nuts.
That's still my nuts.
That was so funny.
Awesome. Yeah.
He's the funniest dude. I love that guy so much.
Yeah, he's so funny.
No, I'm glad that he's getting he's getting some airtime with
we're getting some sprinkling of
with
Lott.
some gems of the nuts. And I will admit that I don't know who the big guy on the Rams was that flicked his straw in the in the shake and did the look around. Everything's good. And then he notices the camera like, oh shit. They got me.
Yeah. That guy's probably he looked like a practice squad guy to me. So his claim to fame is he got poked himself in the eye with a straw.
Pretty funny.
Pretty
awesome.
The
highlight of the episode for the Rams.
Yeah, totally.
This being my first Hard Knocks, my question to you guys, normally right now we would be in preseason territory and we'd probably be seeing games during HBO Hard Knocks, or at least highlights of games, stuff like that.
No, they like fully dig into the game and they mic the players they're following. So we would get a mic on Fudgebacker following him as he's playing that entire preseason game.
Interesting. Okay.
Fudging his way through, probably only play the fourth quarter. But during that fourth quarter, there'll be a lot of fudge.
So this being the situation that it is in 2020, where there are no preseason games, how far does Hard Knocks go into?
They end when they make the final roster. That's when the show ends.
So just before the season starts.
We're gonna start seeing
before the season starts.
Gotcha.
Soon. It's gonna get interesting soon.
There's 2 more episodes.
Yeah, they're gonna start cutting people next episode.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, that's what we've got to look forward to next week. Some potential cuts. I hope we get to see some Austin Eckler. So far, all we've seen is he wore his shorts backwards, and that was funny.
By all accounts, Denzel Perriman is the funniest guy on our team, and we haven't seen him once.
Yeah.
Because the Mike and Ike podcast talks about how amazing he is.
We saw him once. He was getting on the bus. He was like, good Lord, it's hot. Stay hydrated. That was his funny gem.
But
I know.
Apparently,
it wasn't a raffle.
Good.
It wasn't a roll on the floor laughing. It was just, no, that's funny.
We haven't gotten anything from our rookies either. Like nothing from Kenneth Murray, first round pick. Nothing really from Herbert other than he can throw the ball really well, which we already knew.
Yeah.
Nothing from our receiver. Not Josh Kelly. Like
Linval Joseph, where's he at? Like I'm not. Besides just seeing him at practice, I haven't heard from him. We could go in
circles right now with how poorly HBO is doing, but it is what it is.
Well, dude, we are diehard Charger fans, and we want a lot of coverage. It's kind of interesting to me how good the Chargers.com is. because I'm getting
Yeah.
more
Oh,
things
yeah.
that I want from them.
Their
And it was-
mic'd ups are better than the HBO Hard Knocks
They're
episodes.
awesome.
And the cameras are in the better place too, because there was a moment in this episode where they were it was Keenan Allen like talking to Derwin James back and forth and like, you know, throwing his helmet up, catching it and like all that. And we saw that like week and a half ago, and the camera was in a better position and it sounded better. They didn't need subtitles. Like, we're just better at it than Hard Knocks, I guess. I don't know what's happening, but I love what the Chargers.com's putting out.
Yeah, everything that the Chargers.com has put out, their social media team is fire comparatively to HBO Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks is great, getting more of that behind the scenes
General
and
overall
overall. Here's this guy, here's his family life, here's this guy, his family life. But it's, I don't know. Being this my first Hard Knocks, I'm not overly impressed. I think the Chargers
It's
social
probably the
media,
least impressive season I've seen.
Yeah, you'd be even
Which
less
sucks.
impressed if you watched the other ones because they were so good.
yeah.
Yeah, they were great. They're great. Like excuse me, I just burped. They're compelling. Apologies.
Leftovers from
That's
this
like a
weekend.
podcasting no is to burp and not just burp, but call attention to the burp. You could have cut this out,
I
but
could
that's
have.
impossible.
No,
now.
We're
It's
just
done.
going to go ahead and let everyone know that Adam edits all of these and he does an awesome job. And I hope he leaves this in.
That's why we're nice to him. Sometimes he takes care of us.
I do what I
So sorry about that.
That's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Do you
but yeah.
think HBO is seeing double the coverage, having two teams, like double the numbers? Like, dude, our ratings shot up twice? Or
No, the ratings are bad by all accounts.
I have to imagine.
Like, they're really bad. They're like down by like a lot. And I listened to an interview talking to the producer of Hard Knocks, and they were saying they were so lucky to have two teams for this season because when they started preparing it, COVID wasn't a thing. They didn't know there weren't going to be any preseason games. So the only way this show is actually watchable is because there's two teams and they can split it. Otherwise, no one would watch what we want to watch is nonstop Chargers sitting in meetings that wouldn't be interesting to most general fans. But, that's what it is.
All right. Well, hopefully HBO learns from their mistakes and just lets the Chargers have their own next season.
Or just get rid of COVID. That's their other option.
Well, that would be great if they could do that. I don't know that they have the medical staff to make that happen, but if you're listening, HBO, please come up with a cure for
Give it a
COVID.
shot.
Just try.
It's worth a shot.
Just hustle. All right. That's all I want to see is some hustle. Just you don't have to dive at Derwin James. You just have to touch a player. That's all I'm asking
You
for.
just have to touch him.
And if you're asked a turd, I'm going to tell them you're a turd.
That's right, HBO. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them.
I'm going to tell them you're a turd.
I'm going to tell them. All right. Well, that's about it on Hard Knocks, folks. So 2 more episodes. We'll see how it all pans out. And we'll see if we get some cuts, but we'll definitely see some Chargers in SoFi Stadium next episode. And tune in on NFL Network so that way you can see some live scrimmage at SoFi Stadium. It's such a gorgeous stadium. It's a shame that there's not going to be anybody in there but the players. But we will hold out hope and see what happens. And before we wrap up this episode, we have a fan focus. Kev, is that true? A fan focus? We have fans that listen to this show?
We do.
I would have never guessed.
Reach out sometimes. So if you want to reach out to us and you want to come on the show, just hit us up. We're pretty good about it. So,
we're pretty laid back, easygoing guys to talk to, and we like the Chargers just like you. So
exactly. So we got Anna from Chicago, and we had a nice little chat. So why don't you check it out?
All right.
All right, we are here with a very special guest. I'm very excited to talk to this very special person. This is Anna from Die Hard Bolt Club. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so pumped because we interviewed the leader of Die Hard Bolt Club, and he said there was Brian, right?
Yeah.
And he said that there was a charter. The closest charter to me is Chicago, and you are the leader of the Chicago charter. Is that right?
That's right.
Awesome. So let's, what we do whenever we do an interview, we like to, first of all, find out how you became a Charger fan. So how did you become a Charger fan?
It was 2006. I was not really into football. And that year, for some reason, I decided to give it a chance. And the one team that stuck out to me was the Chargers. I thought they were like classy. And at the time, it was like LT, Antonio Gates, Sean Merriman. Weddle, and just like all the players like really were like classy players compared to like other teams. So it just kind of like caught my attention. And then I just fell in love with the team ever since.
That's awesome. And we just like accidentally got you. This is perfect. This is awesome.
Accidentally, yep.
I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your charter and what is it like being a Charger fan in Chicago? I'm sure it's similar to my experience being a Charger fan in Missouri, but tell us what it's like, for your charter and for you.
It's a little hard. Well, at first it was hard because everybody would be like, oh, the Chargers, like, who even are the Chargers? And I was just very like persistent with it. I'm very obnoxious with my my fandom. I love it. So yeah, so I just always like wear my Chargers gear and my hats, just whatever I got. And people have like learned to respect that. So now people just always associate me with the Chargers. And it's been 14 years since I've been like a fan of them. So that kind of like has got me a lot of respect from like Bear fans, especially because what can they say about the Chargers? They're not any better than us.
Yeah, it's crazy because my brother-in-law is a diehard Bears fan. And like my brother and I are Chargers and we're always kind of like, head to head, but it's not that bad because they don't play each other all that often. So it's not like a AFC West rivalry, right?
Yeah, it's not really a rivalry. People just like to talk crap just because like we haven't won a Super Bowl, and I guess the Bears had like 1985, but like really, what else do they have? Yeah. The only time that was fun was when Cutler was playing with the Bears, because him and Phil Rivers had that rivalry. So just them to like him being here kind of brought the hate. The hate carried over to.
I love it. I love it. So tell us. So when we were talking, we've been interacting on social media and stuff, and there's this drink that was pitched to us that we have to take, as diehards.
That's right.
What? So please explain this impossible thing to drink that Charger fans are supposed to do.
So it's called Malort. That actually means wormwood in Swedish. So it's like a Basque liquor. It's really only available like here in Chicago. It's been around since the 1930s, so it's like a very like Chicago thing. It's very strong and bitter. I always say that it makes tequila taste like roses because it's kind of like gross. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. So imagine that. So anytime anybody comes here, I like to just bring it out, just put it out there and see like, hey, how diehard are you? If you're a diehard, then
yeah, a little initiation.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great drink. I gotta send you one. You gotta try it.
All right, I will for sure, for sure. So tell us a little about what you're trying to do with your charter and what your goals are for we kind of have a new face now. We don't have Rivers anymore. We got some new players. It's really kind of exciting again. There's a lot of new things. What are you trying to do to like build your charter and things you're doing in Chicago?
Right now, we're doing a lot of recruiting, mainly through social media, like Twitter. Like I've been on Twitter forever. That's actually how I got involved with Die Hard Ball Club through Twitter.
Sweet.
So I have not a lot of people in my chapter, but it's a growing chapter. And as the season rolls on, like we're gonna have like meetups and watch parties, and we're gonna invite some people from Chicago that are Charger fans and see if they want to become of our Die Hard Ball Club.
I love it. So what is your stance on out of state members? Because I would love to join, but I can't. Like I'm 4 hours away. What is your stance on a Missouri Bolt member? Bolt Club?
You know what? It wouldn't really be an issue. One of our members actually, he's from he's almost like on the border of Iowa.
Okay.
But but it doesn't really like matter. Like he's a diehard fan, and I know him from like. Also from Twitter. I've known him for like 10 years now.
Awesome.
So yeah, he's willing to take the drive every so often, not every time, understandable. But also being very big on like social media and just like representing like Die Hard Bowl Club Chicago.
Totally.
Which he's like awesome at doing. So it really, it would be okay with me.
Awesome. All right. Well, I might have to get myself an application and see what I can do to.
For sure.
Make a trip because I love Chicago. So a trip up there, an excuse for a trip up there is kind of the best thing. So
it's a beautiful city.
So awesome.
I love it. I take so many pictures of it. People are probably sick of them, but I love the skyline. I just love everything.
Yeah.
Everything Chicago. Yeah.
The streets are so cool. They're so old. I just love it so much. So expect that. So last question.
Awesome.
Last question. What are your hopes for the season? What do you think is going to happen?
First of all, hoping that we have like a full season with all the, things going on in the world with the COVID and everything. And after that, I really hope we make the playoffs. That's really like, I kind of take it like one step at a time.
Totally.
So, making the playoffs is the first step and then just going from there. And then, obviously Super Bowl would be wonderful, or appearance at least, but just getting to the playoffs.
I love it. I'm on the same page. So tell the audience how to reach out to you if they're interested in, coming on board, or how to reach out.
Yeah, so our Twitter page, it's Die Hard Bowl Club Chicago. It's DHBC Chicago, all one word, and just shoot us a message, and we'll be glad to talk to you.
Awesome. Well, I will be shooting you a message soon. So thank you so much for coming on, and bolt up.
Thank you. Bolt up.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Nice.
I really am going to submit an application to become a charter member of the Chicago Die Hard Bowl Club.
Excellent.
It's just cool to see, just start talking to fans everywhere. So if you guys just hit us up. We want to talk to everybody. We want to get a feel for all the fans all over the country and the world. If you're in another
Melvin
country.
Gordon, look at our fan base.
That's right.
See Gordon, take it. Take that.
See Gordon.
I also heard, you suck.
See Gordon, run.
I love how you can find a way to talk shit about Melvin Gordon.
Pretty
much any time.
Always, anytime we talk about fans, we can bring up Melvin Gordon.
So hit us up anywhere. We'd love to have you on.
Hit us up. If you've got a hot take like Phillip Rivers doesn't want to be on Hard Knocks, and that's why we never were on Hard Knocks. And now that Phillip Rivers is not on the team, that's why we are on Hard Knocks. Give us a call.
You're such a dick.
Give us a ring. We want to hear your hot, conspiracy theories on the Chargers and their situations, because it's only gonna invoke some more chatter, folks, with a lot more energy than Jared Goff could ever freaking bring to any Hard Knocks episode. I'm sorry, I'm over it. Do you guys have anything else for us?
Next week, I think we're going full blown Denzel Perriman. I think that's my storyline for next week.
Is that what you think or what you hope?
That's kind of what I hope. I don't really know now because they're giving so much time to the fudge backer. You can't really be sure
all
with
bets are
timeshare.
off. I'm not
all
even
bets
gonna
are
make
off
a
with
prediction.
fudgy. So I'm gonna
Might
go.
just be a whole episode of fudge backer,
or they just cut back and forth between fudge backer and what a real linebacker is, like Denzel Perriman. They just go back and forth.
They could use
Perriman being really funny, fudge backer being really not funny. That's kind of what I'm hoping for next episode.
Perriman being good, fudge packer being not really good.
Admittedly missing every play.
Yeah. Getting one tackle. Good deal. Kyle, what do you think is going to happen episode Quattro?
I honestly have no clue. I would assume there's going to be some Eckler content because he's already said that he's been mic'd up and we've heard nothing yet.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming some Eckler. I'm hoping for some Eckler content. Or Justin Herbert. I don't know. I feel like there's so many options.
Yeah. If you're going to go Eckler, I'm going to say Derwin James gets a little bit more screen time. That guy's had too much gold on being mic'd up to not make a solid appearance outside of a conversation with Keenan Allen on Hard Knocks. So, if I had to grade this last episode, it was definitely better than episode 2. I might even say it's been the best episode so far, just for the sheer amount of football we got to see.
McVay Rose ?
Yeah. I'd give it an 8. I'd give it an 8.
I'm feeling it. I'm gonna go 7. 7. I'm gonna go 7. I'll go 7.5.
It's a Duggan way to
7.5.
go. Yeah, I'm with you.
3 stars. 3 stars.
3.25 stars.
Get degrees.
3 out of 5, not 3 out of 4. 3 out of 5.
All right, folks. That's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you, bye.
Okay, love you, bye.
That's a sack.
Don't hit me in the nuts. That's my nuts.
That's still my nuts.
Still my nuts.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Hey everyone, John Lott, strength and conditioning coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, here to tell you about my newest endeavor, nuts. That's right, get yourself a handful of John Lott's warm nuts. Whether you're a fan of peanuts, walnuts, or macadamias, that's still my nuts. Warm to the touch and just the right amount of salt. He'll make you say, damn, those are some good nuts, John. I'm proud of my nuts. Get yourself a bag of John Lott's warm nuts. Booyah! Holla at your boy.